Do you know? Just let the guys in. Start at 4:30 as normal. 4 o'clock as normal. Yeah, keep you waiting till past. That enjoy that, wouldn't you? Did you make the CPI TR session there, Gerard? Good stuff. I trust you made a buck. If you didn't, I shall put you on the front page of Facebook. Good stuff. Good stuff. This shows the movement was such a tiny difference. That really quite surprising. As I say, one of them was exactly the same. The other one's only a minute difference. Look at the reaction. That shows how skitty the market is. So like I tell you, you're going to put one plaster on your cube. Oh no, hang on, I made a mistake. You've got to put two plasters on, and you're going to flap on it. It's not that big a deal. Hey, fine. Look how skittish the reaction is. Can you imagine if it came in way below or above? Wow. I'd see you at for PIMS #1 in the Bahamas, I tell you. If Anne-Marie and Gerard come a bit of a laugh here, I'm going to pronounce good afternoon in Afrikaans in the English fashion. Goeie middag. How about that? Goeie middag. As you laugh at that, I remember this American guy years ago who got a letter, it was a text written to an Afrikaans, decided to read it out, pronounced it all like Joubert and said Joubert. I must admit it gave us a cackle. Guten Tag. Mind you try. We try. That's all right. Try. A lot of problems, especially Germanic races, and it's set to the TH. And for instance, Filipino, they don't have such a thing as F. So they have to say Filipino. They can't say F. And so things like that. But that's sort of okay. They're not of your stand. I haven't brought up with it, but sort of attempted anyway. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was a shock, but at least I did it on purpose. So, but that's when you get a bit embarrassed and try, and then you realise it's someone who speaks to you in English with that kind of accent similar. Yeah, you don't realise, yeah. That's what I say, like going back to the last war, if you're a spy, I swear to God, you'd have to basically brought up in the country or turn or something, because, you know, you're going to spot the accent somewhere. Anyway, moving on, it's 4 o'clock. Right. Those who attended the CPI session, like I mentioned, the differential was minimal and exactly the same in the other. We still got a big jump, as you can see. So you can imagine what that would have been like with a big difference. I say again, that shows again what I've been on about. The market is incredibly skittish, very, very, very skittish. Okay, now, yeah, so Dow Jones has gone back to settling down and then going back to not quite sure. I'll be honest, I'm disappointed because I thought if we can get a major difference, we can get some sort of direction. The Fed will get a clear direction. And I hate to say it, I'm not sure that that result is giving any particularly clear direction. And that's what I was praying for more than anything else. A lot below, a lot above, so we can get some direction and go back to the trading which we normally used to doing, which is not too bad. I hate this directionless, but I'm not sure that's going to what that we'll see anyway. But that was my major disappointment. The other thing, most of the guys seem to have got the hang of it, and as a result, did the trade, and they seem to come out okay. And that's good. I'm happy for that, but it's still not got the direction I'd like. Anyway, that's one of those things. Anyway, at least we all made a buck from it. That's good stuff. Now, next thing, let's go back to a couple of other trades. Remember the Canadian seemed to go on sympathy, and the long trade went to profit in the end, and I think a lot of guys closed it because he's getting a little bit on the nerve side, as I mentioned, and I was getting worried about it. He got up here, it seemed to be holding, and just went in sympathy, and then a few sellers came in. So it might have been a 50-cent profit, but rather grab it than a loss. And I took it, and I think maybe Vicky, I don't know, I think a few guys took it anyway, because I'm more in favor of the short. And I'd forgotten we had a long out. We took a short this morning on it at AUD CAD, yeah, 8965. And it's a little bit above, right, a little bit above as we speak. That was carried up, but this didn't break. So the guys that didn't get there might have been thinking of getting in short anyway. We'll see what happens on that one. But it's the morning one's it's down a bit to be fair, but I think it might come right. The long trade's now gone back to a loss. So I hope the guys saw a bit of profit and took it because this was holding. And yeah, anyway, we'll move on from there. Okay, what else we got out? We got gold out as a buy. Some guys might have suggested modify the stock to an area where they're protected in case the CPI goes badly for them. And most of them, I think, might have been stopped out in a profit. If they weren't, they were still in. It bounced up again. Now it looks like it's coming off. No new trades at the moment. There's not enough differential on the CPI figures to give me a confidence direction on the gold, except I'm still leaning on the long side. So don't short gold, long, but rather see if we get 2,000. If you got knocked out, I did on a profit. I put mine at 2007. Yeah, that's the second James Bond, by the way. Okay, second 007. And I got knocked out. But if it goes back to 2000, take it again. At this stage, rather buy than sell, just so you know, but leave it for the time being. Okay, NZDCHF, 56.25 was the entry on the short. NZDCHF. And at the moment, I don't know how many guys took it, but if they did, they'd be nice in a profit. Now they're about 50 pips in a profit, so clearly modify your stop. If relevant to most, you didn't do it, but if you did, stop. The US dollar and the yen in the end sort of came right, but that was more the funding pushing it, but not enough people, if any, did it, so we're not going to make too much fuss about that, just so you know. I'm glad finally that's arrived, because we did a couple more today, and did a couple yesterday on the momentum trade. Okay, the momentum trade, we start off with yesterday's a euro-dollar buy. Nothing to anything else. We looked at the day, it was a buy. It was above the red line on the one out, and we took it. And that was 90.10 as a buy. Clearly, that did well, to be fair, but it'll help the CPI later on this afternoon. And that's clearly a nice profit. So that's up 80 odd pips. That's what a pleasure. Fantastic. Clearly, if you took that one, modify your stop. Not the CPI trade. I'm talking about the momentum EJ trade. Okay. So on the same. That's a separate setup. It's a trading room strategy that's completely separate. Another one, the EJ trade, the momentum trade, AUDCHF was a sell at 1.6014. Wasn't doing that well earlier. I'm sure it's doing now. AUD CHF. Okay, it's doing better now. It's in a slight profit of about 10 pips. That's okay, let it run. That was yesterday. Now, today, EuroCAD was a buy at 47.08. 47.08. Again, momentum trade, not the normal, just so you know the difference. If you don't, we can discuss it afterwards. It's completely separate. Wow, that's doing very well. That was in this morning. Probably the CAD, simply the dollar weakened a bit, so that probably a bit of help from that. But never mind, it did. It's whatever the reason, it's doing well. So clearly you can modify stop or whatever. 47.08, we're 60 pips in profit. So quite frankly, our new EJ strategy seems to be doing brilliantly well so far. So good. Other one we did this morning, EJ strategy, EURJPY as a buyer. I'm a bit nervous to see how it's doing. That one, but finally pointed out how is it doing, and Ken is now also doing well. So thanks, Fanny, for giving me a bit of a kick up the backside, because I decided to sod it. We could have stick the principal, nerves on none, and it seems to be doing okay. Again, that's 18 pips. Remember, we discussed this originally last week. We want to get about 125, 150 pips a week net. We're going to take some losses. That's part of the game. Net, not a day, net per week. Doesn't matter, make 100 one week or 500 one, it doesn't matter. Net per week and average out of a period of months, and then maybe a 3 months or something. And then if it works out all right, we can start upping the ante, as they say. Well, so far, so good. So that's in profit. In fact, they all are. Some in quite outstanding. Eurodollar ADC CAD is in fantastic profit. ADCHF, EuroJPY are in pretty good profits. So that's okay. So they're doing fine. So it's nice to start off the 4 o'clock show with that bit coming in. So that's okay. No, Ken, I don't think so. I want to get a better price. Not saying no. It's a bit hard to say no. I might be wrong on that. Could well do. But I'm still seeing the upside. I'm still seeing some dollar weakness. The indication was, as you see from the CPI, a little bit of dollar weakness coming in. So definitely the tailwinds to gold. I still want to aim at 235. That's only, what, 17 pips away. And I want to stop at 1980. You'll get a risk reward. You need to get in at 2000. Stopped out. I was stopped out, as I mentioned just now. I'd like to take it again. Unless you modify the stop to 1990, that's $19 stop. Or going on that would be $20 stop with only, what, $25 risk if it gets to 35. And those CPI figures weren't all that bloody great. I know there's enough emphasis to start taking out 35 and aiming at 50. So I don't think there's enough meat in the bones to get the risk reward right to go in now. You're going to have to hope he comes back a bit. If it doesn't, well, your choice, you want to go in now. But you got lucky. Yeah, the equity management risk reward would have been correct. Okay, that's the only reason. Otherwise, I'm happy for the buyer. Can't get a risk reward, and I don't want a $2,000 stock. It's too close. Could pop back down, knock you out in the middle of the night, and you wake up. It's 220. Hey, you're doing well. Fine, you're knocked out because the stock was too tight. So that's the reason I'm leaving it and waiting, and hoping it gets back to a better price. Hope that answers you clearly, Ken. Does that make sense? You've got to understand what I'm saying and the reason behind it. And if you disagree, go for it. I'm just putting my scenario forward.
Question OR. For now on, I'm going to call you Oinkle Roger. OR.
That's a good idea. Okay. Oinkle, yeah. Oink, oink, oink.
Oinkle. Uncle Roger, about the NAS and the Dow.
What about it? Oh, what about feed? Well, I was going to go from here. Okay, I'll start with the Dow. I think this upside is still temporary. Maybe I'm stuck to the same grind. Maybe I should go out and look at it again. And maybe I'm stuck to the same grind. But whatever, I still think this thing's overcooked. I still think it's downside. And remember, if the gold goes up, etc., and the dollar weakens, we should get some downside on it. Is that the right way around? Make sure you got the right way around. No, it's the wrong way around. The dollar weakens, gold goes up, and then the Dow should go up. Is that right? Yeah, the Dow should go up a little bit further. But having said that, it's pretty oversold now. I got some analyst reports saying it might get back to 100. What's it doing now? Give me a second. Dropped to low 102, I know. So 101.50 on. Give me a moment to scroll down here. Wrong one. So much stuff on my other screen. Scroll the wrong one. 101.60. They talked about maybe 101.40, maybe 101. It could come back to 100, and then you're going to see the Dow go up a bit further. But I think it's getting fairly near exhaustion. My worry now is to sell it now. If you're in, hold on to it. I won't have any position to short it now. If we do get some more downside on the dollar, and especially the yields on the 10-year US 10-year note, it could go back to 34,000 or better. So that could happen. I'm never to short it. To buy it now, I don't get a decent risk reward. So unfortunately, my point of view, I would say stay aside on that on the NAS.
And if we use the Dow on our EJ strategy?
It's a completely different story. The Dow is clear in the buy zone. Where's it on the hour? Yeah, you could do a long one on that basis. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Thanks for reminding me. Thank you. That's what it is. We're a team, guys. I forget this. So involved in the other overall chit chat. I've forgotten about that. Thanks for being on the ball. I missed that. I put down to somebody Vicky was saying. I put something like tomorrow on Wednesday. I said, no, it is Wednesday today. I forgot because on Monday was a holiday. So thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it's a buy on that one. And yeah, you can take it up that. And remember, it's not a 200, 250. It's a simple 100 stop. And then once it gets up to, if you attack 34,000, get your stop up, obviously protect. And if you're getting nervous the round figure and it's still above the red, you can take it or you can modify it or play around with it. But on the EJ, it's definitely a buy. On that, and the Nasdaq, we'll look on the Nasdaq on that subject as well. Whereas on the Dow, sorry, on the day, yeah, so buy on the day. We're doing the 1 hour. Strictly speaking, we want a candle above that. It's only a halfway house. Okay. So if that can open up in 5 o'clock above, I might forget that other stuff or whatever. Just remind that would be a buy for it. But that's the strategy of the EJ strategy, guys. You know what I'm talking about? It's completely different. Please, I beg you, completely different. Someone was asking today, is that a trade I was talking about? I said, no, it's talking about modifying the trade you're in. Big difference. Okay. If you're not sure, make me clarify it. So we're on the same page. 90% of mistakes are made, I think, in the world, never mind here, is people are getting them both correct, but on the wrong page, if you know what I'm saying. The misinterpretation. Always remember it's in English. That's a good one where what you call punctuation marks mean such a lot. Give an example. I'm missing you like hell, or I'm missing you like hell. You know, it means completely opposite of the same words. I'm missing you like hell, baby, or I'm missing you like hell. Same words, completely opposite meanings. So you must make sure on the same page.
Okay. Anything with regards to commodities on the EJ strategy? I hadn't had a look at it yet.
Yeah, might be on the gold. I'll have a look at the gold. We'll look at silver as well. It might be on the gold. That'll help out. I'll help out Ken. He's destined to buy anything. Don't blame him, so am I. Right, gold. Have a look at that. It's obviously a buy. Not yet. Not yet, no. If you can get above, if you can close there, then we can take it.
Okay, so let's wait for 5 o'clock then. Good.
Absolutely. Well, we'll other stuff, but point taken. Only one thing I disagree with is Ken says sweet like a lemon. I'm not sure what he means by that because lemons are not normally known for being sweet. I'm not sure he's subtly taking the piss out of Uamaraj. Not oinkle, but Uamaraj.
Okay. OR, so if you want or oinkle, it's the same thing.
No, I know it ain't. I think I prefer oinkle sound. That doesn't sound right. I always go to Cape Town. You get the Durance. That sounds okay. In English, it's the Thorn. Fancy going to the Thorn for breakfast. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Some things don't work, you know. Okay. Uncle works. Oinkle sound like, I don't know, that doesn't work.
I just remember the name Oinkel from some other kids movie that my kids watched when TV started. So it's a way back. I think it was
Okay.
once an hour a day or something like that, if I recall correctly.
Okay, I mean, I'm trying to remember his first name. Someone like Michael Allen. What was his first name? Micklethwait. Alan Micklethwait or something like that. I think it was Michael Micklethwait. Michael Micklethwait. And he changed his name to Michael Caine, you know, the film star. And you can see why. Michael Caine works. Michael Micklethwait certainly doesn't. I'll give you an example like John Wayne. John Wayne works, especially playing the roughy, toughy guy. His real name is Marion Morrison. Can you imagine the surge of the Green Berets, the film star Marion Morrison? Doesn't work, does it? So, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
Yeah. Reg Dwight, Elton John, you know, a lot of these names. And the Michael Douglas surname is he's actually comes from his Russian Jewish heritage, and obviously Kirk Douglas' father came on with a virtually unpronounceable Russian name, Ducharovsky, not like the author, you know, but something similar to that. But Ducharovsky or something like that, which is completely unpronounceable. So changed to Kirk Douglas, yeah. So yeah, names work. My real name is George Clooney, but I wanted to change it because I didn't know all those girls chasing me. You know what I mean? It can get me a bit much. That's just made that up. Okay. Film star job. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I've seen any good film. It's more famous for being famous for media. I haven't seen anything that stood out really. Maybe Ocean's 11 wasn't bad. Right. Gold, yes. If it close above there, we'll do it on that principle. Otherwise, leave it for the time being. I can't see any shares at the moment. Oh, yes, I can. If you still think we're going to get more upside, forget it. But if you think this is getting near to where we can do something with it, I'm not talking, this doesn't work on shares, by the way. This is the normal stuff on shares. So daily, maybe we can start looking to get this. Maybe just set it out today. And if we can get up a bit further, maybe the 290 mark, and then we can sell that and with a stop up there, take it down again. So keep an eye on that, but I think more tomorrow. Let's see how this dust settles, because I still think your action is more over the top than the figures gave us. Remember I say, look at economic calendar, you've all got it. Exactly the same, I think, was on the core, and on the CPI normal is about 0.2 on the year, 0.1 differential. This is minuscule, and look at the reaction. I think it's going to calm down soon. So I wouldn't get too cute on it. Yeah, I'm not sweet like a lemon, I'm sweet like a boomslang. Thanks very much indeed. Yeah. I'm not sure about that, Murray. What's your view on Brent? Seem to be getting overcooked. Yeah, I think we're overcooked. I agree with you. I agree with you. What am I seeing? Probably not. Yeah, it's getting a bit overcooked. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. I'm a bit nervous of it. It could start getting up to 90 at these levels here anyway. I think, honestly, I think that's going to hold. The 200-day moving average, I'm going to stick my neck out on here and think that's going to hold. How could I be wrong? Of course you could be wrong. It's going to take a serious fundamental, as in, it might be, because remember the Saudis in May are cutting back on production. It's 1.1 or $1.2 million barrel, sorry, 1.1 or 1.11, whatever it is, $1 million a barrel a day cutting back, which increases demand. But I don't think they'll, if it takes out 9, I don't think it's going to happen. So I agree with you, yes. I just think hold 5. I know technical resistance. I agree there could be a bit of a pullback, but will it be enough to take a trade with, in my opinion, a $4 stop to really look at least $7, $6.5, $7 a TP? Is it going to be enough as yet? So you might miss the trade, but it's a good question, Madiri. I like it very much, in fact. I just think maybe, just maybe, we wait for this sort of area. And if it comes off from there with a stop up at 92, we've got plenty of down, and we can start pretty quickly moving the stop down to protect. I think that'd be a more prudent strategy than trying to get Cupid now, even though I agree about the overcut and agree about the high. And I'm sorry if I talked you out of it, and it does come screaming off and not on board, but that's my take. But otherwise, I like it. I think even with the increase, it might have popped its head up for a couple of dollars and have a touch of 9 and come off again. I think we're going to get some downside around about these levels if we don't get it here. But if we do it here, we might get it $90. It might get there. So I don't like that. And if we're going to do the other way around to get the risk reward, we've got to look at what, $4, $6. We're going to start going down here. 6, we've got to start looking down here. I don't think it's ready to attack this area just yet. Not with the looming decrease in oil production, as mentioned just now. Okay, so personally, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, for those reasons. But I have to be honest, yeah, I agree with you. I like it. I'm particularly new to this, so I'm even more impressed. Well done. Sorry, Farney, you're saying?
Sorry, but with the weakening of the dollar, will it not be worth our while to take it up to the 200 average and then see what's happening? It's $2.
To buy it? That's a scalp. Yeah, that's a scalp. Number one's got resistance. That's a major hurdle. I see no break of the resistance. And to take it up there, what you can do is your stop loss. $1. You could do a $1 stop. Where's your stop? 85.36. There's your stop down here. That's within the day's range. It could easily pull back through profit taking and then bounce up and you're knocked out. Absolutely not. The maths are against you. I've seen it happen a lot of times. You have to miss the trade. The only way to make that work is you've got to aim up. So again?
Good advice, thanks. No, it makes sense.
Like you agree. Because as long as it makes sense, good or bad, who knows? But as long as it makes sense, and see how it happens. But that's the reason I wouldn't do it. Yeah. Does that? Are you happy with that, Madiri, or what? Do you disagree? Your opinion counts. What do you think? Not yours, Anne-Marie. I'm not interested. Call me a bloody snake. No, no, I'm not your opinion at all. I'm deeply traumatized on that. Through a
Roger.
By the way, I always laugh when I'm traumatized. I don't think I'm not traumatized just because I'm laughing with Barney. No, that's just a man's thing. Sorry, okay.
I just want to tell you, Roger, that they say it's sweet like a lemon, on like a scone. This is bikers' language.
Okay, on like a scone.
Yeah, boy.
As a scone, like, you know, you cream and scones, you know, that sort of S-C-O-N-E.
S-C-O-N-E.
Well, scones actually usually quite sweet. Okay. So I'm not sure if someone's taking the piss here. Is that a compliment or not? That's what I'm trying to find out. I think Ken is slightly taking the mickey here. And I think it's going over my head. That's what I'm worried about.
Not to worry.
No.
We're in the same boat.
So the film Amadeus, when Mozart said to Salieri, and he asked him what he thought of his music, he says, "It's music like I've never heard." And I thought, what's he mean by that? Boom slang. That's how you say in English. And you say Anne-Marie van den Berg, if you want to try English. But I suggest you don't. There's a reason why you say it correctly in your language, you know. But I say English is so widely spoken, but if you want to hear it badly spoken, go to a native English speaker. Ever go to the UK? If you want to hear it spoken badly, go to the UK. So, there we go off the subject, probably boring a few people here. So we'll go back. It's true, I don't know if you've ever been there. That's not too bad. You try the Northern Irish accent. I used to friend my South African guy. Well, it was. He's Northern Irish over here. And after he had 2 beers, couldn't understand a word he said. His accent's tough enough as it is. And certain Scots accents, especially the sort of more working class, you would call it that, in Glasgow, virtually unintelligible. And you ask them to try and be clearer, and they just lay it on a bit stronger. Not you, but me, because you hear my accent standing out, and I can't stand the English, and mine stands out like a sore thumb. So we are. So they'll lay on even thicker then, than I understand. You're just doing bloody anti. No, it's not 5 o'clock. So we wanted to trade. Don't forget, do you write those 2 trades you mentioned there on the EJ strategy thing? What were, I think it was gold was one of them. Dow Jones, wasn't it? That's right. Dow Jones is one of them. Yeah, 1 hour one. No, we could do it. That's right, we could do it. Did you do it in the end?
Yes, I did.
I'm too busy talking, so I didn't do it. What price to get? I put it down. I didn't do it. Never mind. I'll put it down. What price to get in on?
I got in at 33,875.
It's slightly down. Okay, I'll put it down anyway because we did that. 33,875. And the stop should be 33,775 SL. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, on the micro, it's not much lower. It's about 20 bucks a micro. So I know what size you went in on. If you get stopped out on the 0.01 the micro, you're risking 20 rand. Shame. Yeah, well, his accent, got worse, not better. Whether I drank more or not was not really the issue. It's just couldn't stand the bloody accent. It got worse.
Sorry, I gave you my stop loss. I managed to get in 33,890. My apologies.
890. Okay. Yeah, a bit of a tight stop at 33,875. You need a 100 pip stop. If you're at 90, you got only a 15 pip stop there.
Oh, yeah, of course. This is indices, so I'll change it to 100. Okay,
Yeah, that's right. I don't get it indices or not. You don't want a 15 pip stop on anything. That's far too tight. Not 15.50 on the currencies. Don't. If you work the 15 pip stop, you're asked to get stopped out.
No, it's true. What I want to know is, can you put a manual stop loss and you add a trailing stop or not?
Good bloody question. I'm going to answer that completely honestly in 2 ways. Number one, I've never thought of that before. I have to be horribly honest. And number 2, no, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good damn question. I guess you don't know. I'll ask about that, yeah, in meetings. Just a second. Give me a minute. I'm just going to write that down. Never thought about it, so I don't. No idea. T trailing plus manual SL at the same time. Yeah, good point. So there we are. Thank you for that. No idea. Never, ever.
I'm in any case going to try it on the Dow. See what's happening.
The Dow. The Dow. Yeah, correct. The Dow. Yeah, because as I say, I don't use it. I don't use it trading, even to go to sleep at night. That's the only reason I got so out of habit of not using it. And I agree, the sense to use it when you go to sleep at night. But I keep forgetting because it's not a habit. You know, when you have a habit, it's easy to remember. It's not a habit. I keep forgetting. But it's not really made enormous difference to my lifestyle. I'm not going to make the effort to change that habit. But it might be an idea. Try it. See that works. Yeah, good idea. And give me feedback. When the trail stop cancelled, is either you cancel it or it gets triggered. Simple as that. But it won't go back. Remember, it won't go back. Let's say you put a trading stop in here. That goes up, will go up, goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. And remember, if it goes up this far, because the other one went up to that far and it comes back, this won't move down, keeping 50 pips away or whatever it is. It'll stay there till you get stopped out. Do you understand what I mean? It'll go, if you're going long, it'll go up, but it won't go back again. Yeah. And the same for going short.
It will maintain its last distance, say 50 pips or 100 pips from the highest point or the lowest point, depending if you buy or sell.
I hate to admit that, but Afrikaans just put it better in English than I did. That's exactly correct.
Okay, now I'm going to try it now. 100 pips on DJ. Let's see.
Good stuff. Okay. We're gonna do the EJ principle on the DJ. Is that what you're saying? You're doing the EJ on the DJ. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, as long as I don't need to be the disc jockey for it. And what music do you prefer?
Well, my music is all right. Other people's music is not all right. That might be an arrogant statement, but it's 100% correct. Okay, we're having some fun. We
Roger,
had some good trades today. Go on.
I'm just having a look at Brent and WTI. The inventories came out at past.
Okay, thank you. Go for it. I'm just checking it now. I sometimes find it's a bit slow to react in because.
On 15 minutes, Roger.
Okay. Okay, go for it. I'm just looking it up now, actually. Where's the bloody thing now? Where is it now? Oh, here we are. 0.49, minus 0.49. So it's lower than expected because it expected 0.13 million barrels, under 30,000 barrels expected, and the inventory was minus 400,000 barrels. So it should be a bit of a jump, in my opinion, unless I'm cracking up here. Less means supply and demand. If you've got less of a product, it's going to be more demand. If you get a glut on the product, it'll bring the price down. So in theory, it should have gone up.
But it's going down.
It's going down, yeah. Sorry?
WTI is doing exactly the same.
Yeah, they normally follow. There might be slight difference in price, but I don't think I've ever seen it go the other way around. You might just do it the same. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's come up. I've never seen WTI come down and Brent go up. It might have happened. I've missed it, but I haven't seen that. We tend to get in tandem. There's a slight price differential because the difference in the quality of the actual product. But having said that, Fani, for me, supply and demand means small supply, higher price. If there's a bigger, if it's a bigger supply, it brings the price down. So we've got a smaller supply, it goes up. I tell you what I'm thinking here. This is not an instant international world reaction on it. They do count, or they wouldn't print them. But on mine here, it's been reduced from a 3-star to a 2-star. It used to be 3, it's reduced to a 2-star. And it can be lagging in its effect sometimes. And it's not that major. What is major, which OPEC suddenly increasing or decreasing, that will have an immediate effect on the supply and demand. Bomb going off in the Persian Gulf, or Trump suddenly is president, or maybe Biden as president, turns around and says, okay, I'm going to open up the Keystone Pipeline. That'll have a major effect. It will plummet. Okay. I just don't think it's had that bigger effect. That's why it's coming off. And I think a lot of the technical traders have gone with Madeira's idea and said, hang on a minute, I'm not that concerned about that inventories. I think it's resistance. I'm going to take profit on my buy, means I'm going to close my position. I close by selling, I'm out of there. And I think that might have had a reasonable bit of a pullback. I don't think that many short sellers are occurring to that pullback personally. I think a lot of it's just profit taking. Are we all on the same page what I'm talking about? That's quite important. Have we got the concept there? If not, I'll explain because that's quite important. Okay. We all got that. When you short sell, you exit by buying. So if it bounces, it's by people taking profit, not necessarily new buyers coming to push it up. That's what you've got to understand. That's why I say short covering bounce. I think that's more technical than anything else, to be honest. And remember, it's on the 15-minute chart. Don't do what Mark did to me. Plummeting, he was on the 1-minute chart. Hey, remember that, Mark, don't you? What's this now? Yeah, it's only about 40 cents, but yeah. But even so, a little movement like that, and you want to do a trade up, remember, with a 50, 60 cent stop. Didn't work. Get the idea. That we know, yeah. But the point is, do you want to get back in again at this or wait to 2000, like I mentioned? That's coming back. Suture on about now. Yeah, suture me. Right. Buy's the name of the game. The dollar's still coming off. Am I right? Still at 101.53. Look off. Come back here, right about these levels. You can get it. You can get it. I'm still thinking of battle the risk reward. Maybe make it 1985 if you want to go in now to get a risk reward instead of 1980. If you want to wait to 2000, then you can stick with 1980 to stop, but you risk missing out. Still think it's a bit of a comeback. It seemed to be holding these levels. Maybe chase it now at 1985. I think you guys want it. Let's do it. Okay. Before we miss the bloody thing. If you like it, get the volumes in, put your SLTP afterwards. Okay. I'm going to work on this because things are bouncing as we speak. 1985. And I'll stick to 235. Okay. Damn, you can't do it. We missed the damn thing. Do you take it, Ken? Do you grab it at 2002? Miss the effing thing. Make it 1990, solid. Yeah, just squeeze at 1990 if you want it. But it's a bit tight to stop, but it's still doable if you want it on that basis. $30 a micro. Remember, the contract size in gold is 10, like the contract size in the Dow is 10. 2,000 compared to 34,000, major difference. So you remember you do the position size calculator to understand the math. But there, I'm pushing it a bit. For the devil, here comes Mr. Shearer. Okay, yeah, where were they? Yeah. If you want it with the 1990 stop, I prefer a 1985 you can get it. You can get it, but 1985, I think we can, that's a problem. Don't want to listen to me, does it? 1985. No, you can't. Sorry, mate. You got to do it. If you want to do this, you got to do 1990 stop. Not ideal, but it's doable. There you are. Do you want to, guys? Do you want to do it? Ken's probably pretty keen. He's the golden boy of the trading room. And we'll make Anna Marie, because she called me a snake, so I'll call her the silver lady of the trading room. So we'll look at silver in a minute. How's that? And do you know what she said? She made it. Do you know what she said afterwards? I was being polite. You should have seen what I really wanted to call you. Hey, oh, come to my defense there, Mr. Farney. I'm a very sensitive guy.
Brothers in armor.
Brothers in armor, exactly. Yeah. That's why I was a cook for the special forces instead of going in. Anyway, joking apart, if you got that, do you want to take it? We'll have a look at silver in a minute. I know that, but I'm just laughing at myself, not you. It's just banter, I know that. Been here long enough to know that much. Travel a lot here, just lazy with languages, that's all. Oh no, sorry, I must come up with a decent trade for you to make up for it there. That's no pressure, but I must do. I will do that. Quite like this one. It better come right. I'm not too clever. Do you want to take this anyway? Here's a little tip, guys. Don't battle the sex of the females. You usually seem to win. Isn't the praying mantis that after it's mated, the female eats the male side of the praying mantis after they're mated? So you're no use to them anymore, so it eats them. Okay, you're in. Anyone else in on this one? Yeah, that's the way you're going to be Elon Musk. Never, it's never enough. It's just never enough. Okay, well, there we are. We've got a couple of it, so put that down, see how it goes. 2005, eh? 2005. 1990 and 2035 EP SLTP. And was it $30, wasn't it? 30 rand on entry, a micro gold sell. Okay. Actually, I'm going to attribute that one to Ken if it works out.
Sorry, Roger,
The very-
you can't sell, but your position calculator said it's a long.
No, it's not a sell, it's a long. Who wants to sell gold?
Exactly. You mentioned gold sell. So I was now just disconfused, almost
confused.
foculated.
I was discombobulated. I've been marmalized for this. Yeah. Where do you get discombobulated from? That's an old lady. Yeah. Bloody hell, you've been around. Yeah, but I don't say that. Maybe it's been too
No,
fast.
Marius, he did say buy is the name of the game.
I know, but you heard me say sell somewhere. I might have let it slip out. Well, no, buys the name again. That's, guys, what he did there was question. Make sure we're on the same page. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Mark says never ever. I think we should go short. You're a JPY. Oh, don't come back with that again. Made good money. You're desperate to get in. It bites you again. Oh, my goodness, no. We're already in it on a EJ one as well. No, chasing it here. No, I don't think so. I'm not keen. Yeah, because you've got a very, very expensive wife and kids. Go to very expensive schools and they very expensive restaurants. No wonder. They'll have a chip butty and like it. Okay, but I personally wouldn't chase it now. But you're a big boy. It's up to you. Yeah, Minister of Electricity. When in doubt, employ another bureaucrat. I always say, an expensive one to boot.
And decide to keep the stage at number 6.
And
Mark,
no,
I want to
yeah,
ask you a
yeah.
question.
Go on.
Yeah, it's now changed to stage 6 as from, I don't know what time this today.
Where I live at 6 o'clock, stage 6. Yeah, go on.
Mark, you make use quite a lot of the trailing stop. Can you use the normal stop loss as well as the trailing stop together? Then you need to put it equally, or which one is going to be knocked out?
Hi, Fonny, can you hear me? Okay, it's working.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, so yeah, so what I normally do is, when I place the trade, I manually set a stop loss, and well, like what I did with Euro JPY, is that I set a trailing stop loss of 500 points or 50 pips, so that just automatically went on. But you can also still manually change that as well. So if, let's say, you're sitting now on a trailing stop loss of 50 pips, and it's there, but you're getting a little bit nervous, and you want to move it up higher, you can literally just drag it, move it up, say to 25 pips, and it will remain there until the price has gone another 50 pips above your stop loss. So the minute it gets to 51 pips, it'll then move your automatic trailing stop loss will then kick in again.
Yeah, we get that, Mark. We were saying what he's asking, can you have a trailing stop loss? We know you can modify it, but can you have another stop loss which you manually put in at the same time? Now, you've got a manual stop loss, so you've got a 50 pip trading stop loss and a manual, let's say 100 or a 25 pip at the same time.
No, because you can only have one stop loss per trade.
Okay, that's answered that one. You got that?
All right. No, thank you very much. That clarifies.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you. I've never thought of that before. It was mentioned just before you came in the chat room now, and now it's clarified. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Okay, magic.
See, Mr. Shearer has got some uses, even though he wants to jump back into Euro Japanese yen again. Wait, still he has. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Just make sure he's not going to bill us to
Ah,
pay the Minister of Electricity.
oh, that's also true. With this bloody electricity problems he's got and costs, yeah, probably will do that. All right. Yeah,
Mark, you're pulling your leg.
I think he's got that. But you did okay by it, surely. Anyway, I wouldn't be chasing now. Silver, I'm trying to find something on silver here. I don't really see something on silver at the moment. I don't see much on the weekly. What can we do on the weekly? Maybe take it there. It's about what? 74 cents. Stop loss. Nah, leave the silver. The maths are against you, Ken. So stick with the gold. Better be going up. Hey, I'm so worried about Anne-Marie losing out after giving a better trade now. I'm terrified. Don't want to wake up in the morning. In fact, if I don't make the trade room, it means I've gone into hiding. This gold comes off and stops us out. Okay, all right, that's enough of that. Let's move on. The gold, we discussed the Dow. Is that what's happening on the Dow? That's giving you a jip, eh? Anyway, you didn't go too big, but all right. Jumping around. That's why I'm a bit nervous at the moment, to be honest, because the figures weren't that different. I don't think it quite knows what to do with itself at the moment. It seems wandering around every decreasing circle at the moment, in my opinion. This is a possibility. I like the Swiss franc. This is a possibility. It's come back a bit. Does it come back even further? You see, on the Dow, it's a buy. It's on the Dow. On the day, it's a buy. 1 ounce above the 10. I think it's a possibility. Let's have a look at the daily. It's taken that out. Let's get this thing out of the way. It's taken this guy out. Okay. Look at the weekly. Upside to this sort of level here. What's that now? Plenty upside using the weekly. Still coming off a bit. You might get a better price. This is one we want to be looking at. Remember, you don't have to risk reward. You're not putting a TP in, putting an SL in, 90 around a micro, and 50 pip is the stop loss. Where's 50 pip on this? Right back down here, below the 50 and the 10. It's coming in. It's popping up again. What do you think? This is one I think for the EJ. Oh, but I do, Anne-Marie, or I do. Years and years, like the Scots and the English. They're still blaming us for what happened to William Wallace 800 years ago. That's what we call a long memory. Yeah. It'll be passed down from generation to generation. Rogers traumatized in 1600 in the trading room on the 12th of April, 2023. It's going to go down in history, this is. Now, moving along, we're talking too much rubbish. Okay, I think it's a possibility using this principle again, the EJ1 of a buy. Shame, yeah. What do you think? Amazing how a couple of wins can pick up big different body language. Yeah, all banter and fun. Losses are going right to my shelf. Don't like it. Nobody does. Yeah, what do you think, guys? EJ principle trade. Come to that in a minute, Marnie.
Still waiting for a better price.
Yeah,
But where do you think it's going down to? 148?
I'm trying to agree. It's still a few comers in. Maybe get to 50. I see you talk about 48 round about these levels. I get your point. I take your point. Gets to 48, we're taking it. Thank you, Ken. Like it, agree with you. Stage Chef JPY. Get it ready to have a look at it. Quite simple, don't do the calculator, right? It's just a 50 bit stop and take it up, modify stop it out. Better come off now, bugger. Okay, excuse me.
Sorry, Roger, what about putting in a pending for the EJ, but on 184, sorry, 148,470?
No. You've got to take into account the spread. You might come down there on the what you mean, because it'll be below. Yeah, yes, we're going back, not a problem. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, yeah, I think the other way around. One, you can make it, you see, this is on the bid and that's on the ask. So maybe we'll do the spread one. So make it 148.50 on the buy, because you get in on that buy's got to come down to 150, which means that because of the 5 pip spread, I know it's quite high, but I don't set them. The actual line will come down to 1.4845. Take that into account. So I think you can do 150 as the buy limit. Okay, 148.50.
Okay,
also,
thanks.
yeah, you can do that. You can actually go, I think it's to properties and set it there as well, nice and clearly there. And then cancel, and then you go sit on here somewhere. Trade volumes and all that, yeah. I'm right. I'm used to it now, so somehow I don't do it, but it's a good point. Under comment, beg your pardon. Thank you. So yeah, just set it there as you see fit. Good point. Okay, thank you. So if you want to do that, it's coming there now. You can grab it, getting a better price. Don't have to buy them.
I'm in on it.
Okay, that's right. That's 148.50. And it's 50 bits below, so 148 is your stop. And that's clearly simple 90 bucks a shot. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, forget myself. CHFJPY. Yeah, come off a bit more, eh? It might just hopefully hold there. But remember, your stop is out below this guy here. So probably get a bounce off the 10-day. There's your entry if it does. Better bloody do it after that talk. Here at JPY, I'll go back to the mind off this one for a minute. Yeah, it's coming back to give you a chance. That's a lot of profit taking going on. That's profit taking, in my opinion. Profit taking pullback on the 15-minute times 50, it might come back there. If it comes around these sort of levels here, you might get a buy there, something like that. Joyous, oh, Japanese, joyous strengthening. Japanese. No, I'm not sure the Japanese strengthening. That's my opinion, Mark. I think it's more profit taking. What are you going to do? You got in here. Give yourself, all you guys there. You got in here, right? It's up there, and you can see, crunch it a bit. You see the bit of resistance here. You get that. What are you going to do? Hopefully, it's going to go up further, and then suddenly see it coming back. Now you panic. You're in a nice profit. Sorry, I'm taking it. You're banking it. Quite a human, normal thing to do. Especially got a bit of strategical reason behind it. You probably take it. When you're getting out, you're selling. Always remember that. That's the noise you get from profit taking. And when you're in it and you can see it moving around, it's transparent to you, your nerves are like adrenaline flying, you start thinking, the Japanese yen strength, what's coming out now? Sometimes it's just profit taking. So I like to cover my stuff all the time. I get fixated, staring and panicking all the time. And it doesn't do any good. It won't listen to you, mate. It'll do its own thing. And all you do is you get stressed. And you've got enough stress, your damn electricity bill and load shedding. So, you know, don't let that do it. And all your clients, you've got a business that don't pay on time. That's one thing I found with people, eh? They want the product, but when it comes to paying for it, they're not so bloody keen, eh?
Yeah, it's true. I wonder what the effect going to be on the new Ford vehicles, because Ford is still down because of that electrical cables that did fall over from the pylons that was stripped. So that's another story for another day.
That is indeed another story, another day. And we forget to factor these things in as well. A lot of ESCOM problems is a large amount, gangster corruption, cable theft, as well as mismanagement, all thrown in together. Okay. Hey, let's go back to this one, shall we? What do you think? Start to bounce. Bounced on the one, was it 1 hour, was it? No, the 15-minute. Which one was it? Bounced on one of them. Was it daily? No, the 1 hour. Bounced on one of them anyway. Anyway, seem to be doing the thing. Chef JPY seems to be bouncing. 5 o'clock. What was the other one to look at? 5 o'clock? Give it written down. I've forgotten now. Want to look at it, see what happens at 5. What was that?
The Dow and the gold.
No, the Dow we've already done anyway. The gold. We've done
Before you
gold
go,
anyway.
mate, what's the stop loss on the CHF JPY?
If you're using the EJ strategy, it's always 50 pips and it's 90 around a micro. You don't need a stop. You don't need a TP. Completely different strategy. And what you do is you put 50 pips below. It's 90 around a micro. So simple as that. And then you just modify trading stop or whatever accordingly. But don't do it every 2 seconds. If it takes out 60, pop it up 10 pips. 70, pop it up 10. You don't spend all day on it. You know? For a trading stop or whatever you want to do.
Again, a trading stop is working for me much easier because otherwise I'm piercing my eyes through the screen.
Yeah, I'm afraid I agree with not just that. You've got other stuff to do. Mark's got a business to run. This guy's got. I'm sitting in front of this damn thing, so it's different for me. So I think that applies. And I think it was you pointed out when you go to bed at night, you go to sleep. So you know what I mean. Trading stop might work there. You can always modify on your phone if you're out and about and you've got darts. I've got a router, I carry it with me if I'm out and about, but I'm normally here. You know. But at the same time, you've got a meeting for several hours, you have a business to run or job to do or whatever, then it can be quite useful. But even during the day, it doesn't take long to modify a stop loss. But at night time, of course, you're asleep. So it's definitely got its sort of, benefits. That's why they have it, yeah. Gold's trying to move up, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Have we got a 2005 guys? Or better, in fact. Or some of the Dow. Going down now. Bloody hell. Oh, well, that looks like it's going to bum me out, the Dow. Sorry about that. Hope we went in very small. What else am I in? Forgot what I'm in now.
Went in not too big, but I don't like losing the trade.
No one likes to lose. That's the point. It's psychological. Whereas 1 round or 100, no one likes to lose. Thanks. Those are 4 I'm in. Anything else? That's it. 4 trades. Don't like looking all the time. Just checking. Okay, I got the euro dollar still in there. Still in there. That's my CPI one. Remember, I showed guys how to cap the position. I forgot to change to 0.2. at 0.1 like an idiot, but anyway, that's my mistake. But anyway, that's still running. This one I just entered, that's okay, and these two are modified, so I forget about those. Okay, so I'll leave that. So at the moment, you know, that's okay. Sometimes I forget to put them in myself because I'm so busy, you know, showing everyone else. But don't worry about me, I'm okay, Jack. Right, where were we? Anything else to look back on? Now we're here. We'll forget about the NZD-CHF. I think anyone already took that one. Pity because it actually did quite well. Nor the dollar yen, if they're knocked out anyway. CAD JPY. No, that was the other day. Forget about it. AUD-CHF was the one that was taken out on the EJ this morning. EUR-CAD. Oh no, yesterday, AUD-CHF yesterday. What's that doing? Let's give a quick recap. AUD-CHF got in at 90.10. It's coming right. Oh, it's a buy, sorry. It's coming right, as it was not as bad as it was coming right. It's only 10 pips down, so that's okay. Euro dollar shooting the lights out, as we know. Got in at 90.10, and the euro dollar now is 66 pips in profit. So whatever you obviously modify, protect yourself there. Do not lose. Remember the cardinal rule: do not lose from a winning trade. Rule number one. Euro CAD 1.708 was a buy on the EJ. 1.4708 was a buy on it. That now is 70 pips in profit. If you took the EJ one this morning, that was this morning, a few hours ago, please modify your stop, protect yourself. Trading, you're all right. You'll make a profit on that one, a beaut. Euro JPY 146.10 this morning was a buy. Euro JPY, the one Mark was talking about, that was a buy from this morning. I think I'm still in there actually. Oh, sorry, I can't remember that. 146.10, not much. It's in a profit. Not much happening. I think a lot of it, to be honest, with this one, it's been shooting the lights out so much lately. It's taking a bit of a breather. Maybe have another move up. Anyway, anyway, it's in a profit. CHF JPY, we just got it, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you, Ken, being patient, got a better price. Well done. Thanks for your assistance there. You could have done that. Not a bad idea, actually. I had mine in profit anyway, so I selected. And it's not the dollar, but I know it is. It goes in sympathy. But you made a profit, that's the main thing. And you made a profit in the CPI. And you did some good stuff. In theory, Mark, you should be net pip ahead this week. If you're not, I would like to know what went wrong. A decent net pip ahead. On EJ or both, or actually give both if you like, but we'll stick with the EJ. It should be up. I'm actually more into the EJ at the moment because I'm trying to develop that in a strategy that's going to be something we can start playing into big time. So I'll stick with EJ. Yeah, you should be a step ahead this week on it. You should be in profit from what you're coming back on me. I hope anyway. Trying to work it out. There's maths of doing his head in. Why is it working now? It's going to come back to Brent. Okay. Oh, of course, that's right. Do the SMC. Good for you, Anna Marie. Knowledge is power, as they say. And for the feedback, I told you, like I said, what your feedback was. You seem to be pretty good because they put a lot of effort into doing it. I have to say, I put the ideas, a lot of them on there, and so did Jack, and they implemented it. And too much is irrelevant detail, more bullet points and on it. Yeah. And enjoy, of course. Major difference, say, if you enjoy it, amazing how clever you are. If you don't enjoy it, amazing how unclever you are. So, sorry, Mark, coming back to yourself there. Are you net in profit this week on EJ?
I was. Yes.
Was.
So yeah. So my original trade from last week, or actually your signal from last week Thursday,
Yeah.
That eventually stopped out at 145.866 at 2 o'clock. There was that well, on the hour chart, there was a long red candle down.
Okay.
That took out this morning's trade. So I made a loss on that one. And it then took out my the Thursday's one, which was a huge, I mean, that was what, 250, 260 pips or something?
Okay, so your
Like
net
1.79%.
Net,
Yeah.
net, that's what I want to know. Net and
Oh
profit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm trying to
was nice
ascertain.
profit, yeah.
Because it seems to be working well, and from the feedback I'm getting, it's working well. And suddenly, if I know you're losing, oh my good, now why is that? Okay, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
No, that was
So-
definitely, it was a rush watching it.
Oh, I bet it was. Okay, it's going to be boring. Just get back to the facts again. So what are we today? Wednesday. All right, it's been a bit of a Easter period, so it's not really a normal full week. But if you go back since Wednesday last week to this week, can you give me any idea net profit? Are you not rands and full up pips? Are you net about 100, 150 pips up or better?
No, since Monday, I am close to a net zero. And that is because of gold and USD JPY on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, those two just kind of knocked. So I've basically, yeah, I mean, even in rand value, I'm about 8 rand down,
Okay, that's this week.
which is
That's
break even. Yeah.
after pips. I'm talking about since last Wednesday on EJ principle alone. Are you in?
Oh.
profit?
I can't tell you about an EJ principle alone because I haven't really been
Okay.
making
Okay,
notes
guys,
of
if
what
you
is and
can
what isn't.
Okay, no problem. If you can, try and keep a journal on it and keep it separate piece of paper, whatever you write on, for the normal ones and the EJ one, to see if you're there. Because the feedback getting on the EJ, you should be at least 150 pips up or more since last Wednesday, which is more or less on target. That's what I'm trying to ascertain. Not how much
Okay.
plans you made, that's irrelevant. It's pips we're after. Remember, Joe with 1,000 rand and Bill with 1,000,000 rand are still making so many. If they're doing the same thing, should have same money pips. The difference, obviously, the millionaire would have loaded them more. So it's not the rands, it's the pips.
That's the pips, yeah. Just one question I wanted to ask you because I can't find. I don't know if I'm just blind or if it's not available. Because I normally just go by the history in my my MT5, and that
Yeah.
only shows the rand value and a percentage change. I don't see an option there for pips.
Like when you're looking at this thing here,
Uh,
you mean that?
the yeah, but on the history tab.
Oh, the
So you
history.
got trade exposure history, right at the very
Okay.
bottom.
I
Sorry,
couldn't
just-
find it either, Mark. I would
Yeah,
like
that's
to
it.
see the pips, yeah, but I can't see it. It's just
Yeah.
price.
I want to see profits like that, man.
yeah.
I like that blue with the very small red.
No, I just got out of that one because I started to think it's going to come off. So I just
Yeah.
grabbed that. What the hell's going on now? I'm looking for rands here. So profit, well, okay. So your profit was there in rands and the percentage in rands.
Yeah.
You want to know how many pips? That's quite
Yeah,
simple. That's easy. You can do the math on that. Ignore the decimal, the last decimal point. You're only after this one, not after points. Remember that. 144.80, 142.93, and my mass says 87 pip profit.
But I don't want to have to manually calculate in my head every single line I look at when you got like 20 trades.
No, I've got that wrong, so probably as well.
Yeah.
That's 143 to that. No, it's slightly more than that. Yeah. Let's try this one here. Gold 7 to 6. What am I talking about here? I got in 4. Yeah, that's a new one or whatever. Well, that's a new one. Yeah. 37 to 65. That would be what? 40, 25, and 3, 28. About 28 pips. I'm up at the moment. I'm still in that one. Okay. Something like that. You take one foot to the other.
Yeah, it's just a pity it doesn't actually show it straight up, you know,
That is a
like
bit
like
big.
like the rand value. Yeah.
It does a bit. I mean, with a mental it gets to practice, but I suppose it doesn't take 2 seconds just to maybe grab a calculator, but I'll take it. I think the confusion is there. People all the time confusing pips with points. I think it's a bit of pity. Remember that this is a UK original platform, nothing to do with Quick Trade. I remember that as a difference, guys. We're not this. We give them good money to use their platform, and a lot of traders, not traders, stockbrokers use their platform. And the only reason I have a pip, the extra decimal point on it. Let's go to this one here. The point on it is because Europe where it originated, and Australia would have it, and Southern America or whatever. There's some big players around, and that point counts. But because we're such small players in this country, it's irrelevant. I hope I understand the maths on that. You know what I mean? You got 1,000 rand in your account, you're not worried about a point. You got 10 million in your account, a point has a value. So that's the reason. And the pity they can't default it to the South African version. They cut out that thing there. Best way to do it actually is actually from investing.com. They don't have that extra point. They only have the pips on there as interest. But yeah, it can be. Some people confuse me a bit, not so much now, but a couple of years or so ago. But when you're beginning, you think, hang on, it's gone from 60 to 45. I made 20 pips. What's happened to my account? It's only gone about a few rand. It's only made 2 pips. You made 20 points, not 2 pips. I've got guys coming on the live chat. Your spreads are ridiculous. You know what I mean? 35 pips, that's ridiculous. And they say, no, that's 35 points. That's 3.5 pips. Oh, okay. Sorry, I beg your pardon. You get the idea, which is perfectly understandable when you start. I know one guy wondered why he got a different IB here than he did on another company on MetaTrader 4, where they had a contract size on gold of 100, we have it on 10. Well, clearly he got a much bigger, what do you call it, affiliate IB or whatever on that one, because he's been paid on a standard lot of 100 contracts, not a standard lot of 10 contracts, tenth of the difference. He couldn't work that out, so I got it in the end when I explained it. Oh, okay. He thought we were jipping him, you know what I mean? Not giving him the same commission on this one that did on the other one. It's because the contract size on MT4 is 100. The contract size on oil is 1,000. And it's actually, I think it's 100 on the NAS, but not sure about that. The different contract size, so take that into account. If you ever leave us to go to MT4, otherwise you go in at 0.1 and actually come to a standard lot, you're 10 times overexposed. And if it goes right, happy birthday, happy Christmas, early it's come. Or, oh my God, I've just blown my account. Look at the contract size and understand. Easiest way to come about is get the calculator. And it's irrelevant anyway, I'll tell you what it is, but for micro, a micro will be, let's say, on the Dow normal, will be 500 Rand a micro and about 30 Rand on the gold. Because you remember the Dow is 20 times the size in number than gold. Gold's 2,000, that's 34,000. That's the sort of thing on the basic arithmetic needs to be understood. And you've got to get that concept and then you can get a better idea of it. I don't really know MT4, to be honest. I know of it, but I just assume this is like the updated version. But I found sometimes the update apps, I prefer the old one. Is that because I'm psychologically used to it? You know, a lot of sight comes into it, but I can't really comment. I don't know much about it. Well, I hate to say it, a lot of guys do both. They have it, keep some with us, some with the other, whatever. I've got one person left gone elsewhere, still ask me for advice. I don't want to be rude, but you know, would I go to Mark for IT advice and help me out and show him what's a good computer to get and invest in? And then thanks very much, walk out and go next door and give the business to somebody else. I think Mark might be a little bit irritated by that, and that's being polite. You know what I'm saying? And I get a lot of guys. Yeah.
That has happened to me. There was a certain clothing store back in the early 90s when the internet was still a new and strange thing. And we spec'd out an entire solution for them for Zimbabwe to link up all of their branches to a head office. Went in, did the whole proposal for the guy. The guy said, "Oh, thank you very much. But you do realize that we're not going to use you. We're using a Zimbabwean company for this."
I mean, it's very difficult not to lose it. I mean, that's just people, isn't it?
That was 2 weeks of solid work, designing and speccing that system out. Just to take and say, "Thank you very much. We're not going to pay you for this. We're just going to give it over to somebody else, and they're going to make the money off it."
But I tell you what, it irritates me that because I think that's one of the problems of the world is this complete self-absorption of never mind everybody else, but my time counts, nobody else does. I can handle that, but what I can't handle when the boot's on the other foot, then they burst into tears. You know what I'm saying? And now, let's say you went up with them and made them work for 2 weeks, took your business elsewhere. They'd have thrown the toys out the cot, and they have no moral high ground to do it. Yeah, and it happens a lot. You know, they say, "I'll keep the money with other broker," but they use us here. And I can usually tell, it's gone and you made that money, and I've got access, so I can't see it here. Where's that? And you know, I find them out and say, "Well, you someone else." Well, you know, go and ask them. If you're with another broker, love them so much, go to their trading mode, assume they got one, which I doubt, and get their advice. You know what I'm saying? Which is a fair comment, you know. I'm trying not to be rude, but I mean, come on, think, man, it's not fair.
Says if JPY is not on our side, it seems.
Has it come off again, is it?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, jumping around, but that's going to happen. You know what it's like. Let's give an example here. Doing pretty well. Now look at it. Now you get all disappointed. You're fed up. You're disappointed. That's right. That's why I hide mine. You know. And then what happens? This happens. This is when you're staring all the time. Screws your head in. It is. It takes a lot before I can hide it. It took me a long time, more than a couple of months, trust me. So I'm not blaming anybody. It's completely understandable. But it all does it, and you start jumping out too quickly or doing daft things because it screws your head. That's the problem. Hide the bloody thing. You got your strategy, you got your stop, move on to the next one. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at mine. I have no idea how it's going. Keep it out the bloody way. I think there is actually. I think it is. I'm not sure it's called a YXY or whatever. I think there is actually, but I don't know what it is, to be honest. Never use it. And it might have another name. I tried to put it in, it didn't come out on investing.com actually, but maybe it's come out another name. I don't know. Like we call it RAM, but it's ZAR, you know, not SA-RAM, but ZAR. I know one's Afrikaans, I get that obviously, but I don't know. So if you got one of them YDX, if you have got one, Ken's help you out, there it is. I don't actually use it, I'm not worried about it too much. My concentration is totally on the dollar.
But Ken, is that on TradingView?
I know about TradingView. It should be able to find on investing.com. If not, well, mate, I don't use TradingView. No reason why I just don't. No reason. I just be careful, guys, getting paralysis by analysis. 20 publications, 20 different points of view, 20 different areas. All you do is you generally come and go. Look at my uncluttered charts. You put half a dozen on there, and all it do will confuse you in the end. And yeah, what the heck? You got a strategy, stick with it. The strategy is 148 stop. You've worked out your position size, you get stopped out, it's part of trading, it's fine. It's when you think, hang on, I took too big a knock on that one, then you question it because you're overexposed. I've worked it out, take a knock, it's annoying, it's not going to devastate you. Oh, that's fair enough. Each market maker's got a different price there. It's not a problem on that base we discussed before. But bottom line is what you're comfortable with. You ask American where he's comfortable, you say, I'll drive on the left. I think he's driving the wrong side. I'd rather drive on the right. I think driving on the left is right and driving on the right is wrong. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Just depends what you're used to. Remember that old story about the right way to get on the horse is the left way. The left way is the right way and the right way is the wrong way. So there we are. If you thought confused with trading, I'm not helping matters. But yeah, that's probably what you're used to. I'm used to this. What the heck? Okay. And stop doing that long, you probably get more stuck in the wall, but try to keep open mind. I get that. We're all natural that we get stuck in our own ways. Okay, jumping up and down. What's the 15 minutes say? That's coming off a bit, dropping a bit below. Might hold there and bounce again. But I'm still a buyer of the Swiss franc, not the yen, so I hope you'll come by. What's that gold doing? No pressure here. No pressure here. No pressure. Ooh, look at that there. No pressure here. Ah, come on, keep going, mate. Keep going. We're in profit. Good.
I see the DXY is falling.
No, mine has popped up a bit. Maybe on trading view. Just joking. Well, mine's popped up a bit unless it got stuck. Mine's at 101.69. Hey, I must admit, it's a different one. Just for me, I know you guys, definitely different for me. Just come out of CPI, we make money, and some of the trades are doing all right. Not all of them, don't expect 100%. But you got 5 and 4 out of 5 so far, so good, Mark. Even not mine, it cheers me up. You can see the more positive body language. The only thing I'm disappointed is there wasn't the more disparity between the expected and actual, because then we can get a direction. Once you get a direction, trading is not that bad. Once you know what you're doing, if you know what you're doing, it's all going to be difficult. It is not easy to probably push it, but a hell of a lot easier. But it's incredibly difficult when you haven't got a bloody international bloody direction. Pushed by the banks wanting lower interest rates, pushing by the Fed who were higher to protect inflation, and that's pushed from one end, pulled on the other one. Mine's 1.67 then. Maybe it's got stuck. But anyway. Okay, but anyway, gold's trying to move up, so it can do that. If the dollar can remain weakish, it should go up. What's the yields doing? Yeah, jumping around from the CPI, but coming off a little bit in the last hour, up a bit in the hour previously, hovering a bit, but still a little bit down. So that's good for gold. That's okay. Any bounce on the Dow or the Nas? Let's have a quick look before we close up. Yeah, it's starting to bounce a bit. I think the Nas probably do the same. The other day went in opposite directions. I don't think I've ever seen that before. When the Dow and Nas go in opposite directions, then you know there's confusion out there in the world markets. I haven't seen WTI and Brent go in opposite directions yet, by the way. What's happened? Is it recovering from that profit taking? Let's have a look. See, remember profit taking. Remember what I was on about? Oh, just profit taking. Just a retracement due to the profit taking, like a short covering bounce the other way around. Sellers getting out, TPs getting triggered. Okay, guys.
It seems, sorry, it seems that the Nas and the Dow is now in sync again after the whole week of last week and up to this morning.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
moving in the same direction again.
Back to normal, yeah. If that happens, be prepared to be confounded. As I mentioned before, I know you know, some of the other guys don't. Those big tech stocks that move because they're heavily weighted because they're trillion-dollar companies are also the S&P and the Nas, and the Dow. And so if they're falling, it brings the Nas down, and then why would that go up? Walmart's big, I give you that, but Coca-Cola's big, Unilever is big, Exxon is big, but we're talking Apple here. You get the point. That's why I'm still bullish overall, because tech leads. My main worry, as time goes along, a lot of the jobs, people worldwide, we're talking worldwide people, especially the lower educated areas, will have jobs that will become more and more extinct, shall we say, because tech can do it for you. I mean, the only reason this country have a guy putting petrol in your car is to trying to get jobs created so we don't have any sort of, fighting on the fuel price. Petrol price is standard. I know they have different in Joburg and Cape Town or whatever, but overall, you can't have one in one suburb of ships having a different petrol price than another one to keep those guys in a job. If you go to the UK, you've got to fill your own up because they have something the right word, with competition, that's the word, with where they set the price to try and attract business. They can't afford labour to do it. So you've got to put your own bloody petrol and go in and pay for it, basically. So those sort of jobs will go. And, you know, we talk a lot of these third world countries who haven't got high educational qualifications. A lot of those jobs, robots are doing, and we've got robot vacuum cleaners. And that's a bit of a worry going forward as well. You know, a lot of these jobs have become, you know, extinct, basically. Okay, guys, any questions or shall we wrap it up? I'm glad most of you did attend today. Thank you for those who attended the trading room and those who did trade the CPI, a straddle trade and made money on it. Yahoo! Good stuff. We got the PPI coming out tomorrow and the FOMC coming out sometime or whenever. I can't remember where the dates are. Post on the QT WhatsApp group. Obviously, we're not going to do a straddle trade for that. We can't the FOMC because that's a Q&A. It's not a data release. PPI, we're not doing one. It'll have effect, but not normally as big as it. It's CPI normally sets it, and then we'll just sort of close it off the PPI tomorrow, see how that works in, going through into the weekend. And for goodness sake, we must get some direction going. But anyway, it's been pretty good so far. Much better week than we had the last couple of weeks, thank goodness. So I hope we get the smile back on our faces. That's the main thing. And catch you tomorrow. Okay, guys. Cheers.
Thank you all. I really did appreciate today. It was very nice. Thanks,
Well,
Roger, old man.
thanks very much, guys. And thank you and everyone who benefit. Good stuff. See you tomorrow.
It's been great in the trading rooms the whole day.
Okay. I think it was fun, Didi. Good stuff. Okay. Catch you tomorrow. Thanks, man.